Unit number 6, chapter number 9, ray optics and optical instrument. So in this unit number 6 of class 12 physics, there are two chapters are given. Chapter number 9, ray optics and optical instrument, and the chapter number 10, wave optics. So today we'll discuss about the chapter number 9, ray optics and optical instrument. So as the name of chapter suggests that this topic or this chapter is related with the light. So first of all, we are going to be take a short introduction about light. So what do you mean by light? What do you mean by light? So light is nothing but it's a kind of a electromagnetic radiation belonging to the region of spectrum of wavelength of a range about 400 nanometer to 750 nanometer is called as light. So we'll write a definition here, that is the electromagnetic, it is a electromagnetic radiation belonging to the region of spectrum of wavelength of about 400 nanometer to 750 nanometer is called as light. That is called as light. Now after the light, as we are going to be study about ray optics, so first of all we discuss about what do you mean by optics. So the very first topic of this lesson, what do you mean by optics? So optics is a branch of physics. It is the branch of physics which deals with the study of light, light. So now, so basically this optics is divided into three types. We'll discuss about again the next topic of this lesson, that is the types of optics. So in this types of optics, basically optics is divided into three types. That is, first one is a geometrical optics. Second, that is wave optics, which will be studied in the chapter number, we'll study into chapter number 10 of this unit number 6. And the third one is the quantum optics. This quantum optics is not actually given in your class 12 syllabus. We're going to study about both geometrical optics in this chapter, okay, and the wave optics in chapter number 10. Okay, so we'll take some broad about this geometrical optics. What do you mean by geometrical optics? So basically in geometrical optics, we are going to be considered here the ray which travels in a straight line, okay, and the geometrical optics states that for each and every object there is an image. Well, whenever we go for a geometrical optics, no, so we have to be considered here first that the rays are considered as travel in a straight path, and also it states that This is the definition of this geometrical optics. It states that the each and every object there is an image. There is an image. That is, we can again say that it works basically with some assumptions are there. Okay, so we have to be, whenever we go for a geometrical optics, so we have to consider some assumptions. Which kind of assumptions we will consider? So that assumptions we should have to be first of all understand this one. So assumptions for geometrical optics. Which kind of assumptions we are considering? So first one is that the rays are traveling in a rectilinear propagation. Always the rays are propagate or travel in a rectilinear propagation. Rectilinear propagation, that means they are always travel in a straight path. The rays are always travel in a straight path. Second assumption we have to be considered for a geometrical optics, that is the laws of reflection. We have to follow laws of reflection, as well as we have to follow laws of refraction for the resultant images. Laws of refraction, this is the third assumption. And the last assumption for this geometrical optics is that the physical independence of the light rays. Physical independence, that means physical independence of light rays. Physical independence, that means each and every ray we are actually considering in this geometrical optics are independent from each other. That is, all the rays of light are not depend at any manner. Okay, so these are some assumptions for a geometrical optics. So this is overall an introduction part of this lesson. Basically, that is, we are already considered here the introduction, what do you mean by optics, their types. Okay, and we are going to be study about the geometrical optics in this chapter. So we are also considered the geometrical optics and the basics of geometrical optics. Okay, now the main part or the basic starting of this chapter, that will be started from a reflection of light. Now the reflection of light. So reflection of light stand for we can say that any incident ray strike on any surface, that is, you can say that the reflected surface, that may be, we can consider here the mirror is a best reflector. So here suppose we take this is one reflecting surface, and any incident ray will strike over this reflecting surface. We'll consider this is a reflecting surface as a mirror. So here we'll draw one normal which is always perpendicular to this reflecting surface. Perpendicular, that means which makes an angle of 90 degree with the reflecting surface. So this point we consider, that is the incident point, where is the incident ray will strike over there. Okay, in this way, so this ray is said to be a incident ray. This is ray is said to be an incident ray, and this ray makes an angle with this normal is said to be an angle of incidence. It is called as angle of incidence. Now what will happen? Now the incident ray strike over this reflected surface. Suppose we are considered here mirror. So what will happen? It will be bounced back into the another direction. It will be bounced back into the another direction, which makes an angle R with the normal again. So what we can say that here this incident rays strike on this reflecting surface, and it will be bounced back into another direction, which makes an angle with the normal. That angle is said to be the angle of reflection, and this ray is said to be a reflected ray. This ray is said to be a reflected ray. So what we can say that here, what do you mean by reflection? First of all, we'll consider here the definition of reflection. So reflection is the phenomena of change in path of light without any change in the medium. So if we consider here the medium is air, so this incident ray and reflected ray both are in a air medium. Okay, both are in a air medium. If we consider suppose here in the water, so in that case only this incident ray and reflect ray both are lie on the water. So reflection is the phenomena, it is the phenomena which change in path of the light, without change in the medium. So we are incident ray in this direction, but after reflection we got it, this incident ray will be diverted or it changes its path to the another direction. So that kind of a phenomena without changing medium is said to be a reflection. If we can talk about a reflection of light, so we have to put here only the ray of light. Okay, so what is the definition for reflection of light? That is the phenomena which the ray of light changes its path without change in the medium. That is the reflection of light. Okay, now after that we are right here the reflection of definition of reflection right is that the returning back of the light, why we said returning back of the light? Because the ray of light changes its direction to some other direction. Okay, so that we consider here the returning back of the light in the same medium, from which it has come after striking the surface. It has come after striking a surface. This is the reflection of light. Now after that we'll discuss about a very important topic of this lesson, again related to this reflection of light, that is the laws of reflection. Laws of reflection. So the first law of reflection refers to, we'll consider here the first law of reflection here, the incident ray, this reflected ray and the normal. This incident ray, reflected ray and the normal to the all reflecting surfaces, at the point of incidence, all lies in a same plane. We can say that here the incident ray, I am write here the short form of incident ray, that is a reflected ray, and the normal to the reflecting surface, at the point of incidence, all lies lies in the same plane, in the same plane. This is the first law of reflection. Now second law of reflection, as we discussed earlier, here is the angle make with the that incident ray make an angle with the normal, that is angle of incidence is always equals to the angle of reflection, whereas the reflected ray makes an angle with the normal, that is we can say that the angle of incidence is always equals to angle of reflection. Okay, so we'll consider suppose this incident ray makes an angle 30 degree with this normal, so always this reflected ray makes an angle, that is the angle of reflection is also equals to 30 degree. For example, if the angle of incidence is 30 degree, then the angle of reflection is also 30 degree. So these are the two important laws of reflections that we have to be follow in this geometrical optics. After that we'll talk some about here, that is the plane mirror. Plane mirror, what do you mean by plane mirror? We'll talk about a plane mirror. So as we all know that what do you mean by plane mirror? So plane mirror is a plane surface or a plane reflecting surface, you can say that, which forms an images which are always virtual, erect and at same distance behind the mirror as the object in front of the mirror. Also image in the plane mirror are always laterally inverted. We can say that here the some of the properties of plane mirror, how it will form the images. So properties of plane mirror. Which kind of a properties of plane mirror are there? The first we can say that it always forms virtual, erect and laterally inverted images. Second, we can say that second property of this plane mirror, that is we can say that here the image formed by plane mirror are always same distance from the object. ओके, दैट मीन्स अगर हम यहाँ पर कोई एक प्लेन मिरर सपोज यहाँ पर कंसिडर करते हैं, विल कंसिडर हियर सपोज अ प्लेन मिरर एंड इफ हियर इज वन ऑब्जेक्ट इज प्लेस्ड, so the whatever distance between this mirror and the object is kept, that the image will always form at the same distance. Okay, that image will always form at the same distance. That means from the mirror the object distance and the mirror object distance and the image distance be always equal. Okay, so these are some properties of plane mirror. Also we can say here that is the total number of images formed by the plane mirror. If we place any two plane mirrors in front of you with an some angle, in that case how much images it will form. So there are one formula, or we can say two formulas given that can find the number of images, that is n equals to 360 upon theta minus 1. This is for even integer, and second formula to find the number of images, that is a 360 upon theta, this one for the odd integer. So with the help of these two formulas we can easily find out the total number of images formed by the plane mirror. So this is all about. In this lecture we'll talk about next, that is about the spherical mirrors and some of the sign convections of the spherical mirrors. Okay, that's it for today's period. We'll see into the next period. Have a good day. Bye bye.